Welcome back. Today we're diving deep into one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, the Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin. This coin has a rich history, and we're going to look at the top 6 most valuable Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coins that you should keep an eye out for. These coins vary in mint marks, conditions, and rarity, and some can fetch big dollars in today's market. So if you're a coin collector or just curious about the value of some old pennies you might have lying around, stay tuned. Let's go. Start it first up. Today we're diving deep into one of the most sought-after coins from the 1981 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin with a D mint mark, in uncirculated black shade condition. You won't believe the market value of this coin today. Let's explore why this coin is so special and how much it could be worth in today's market. First, let's break down the coin itself. The 1981 Lincoln Memorial cent features a detailed design with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic Lincoln Memorial building on the reverse. This coin was produced by the U.S. Mint as part of a series that spanned from 1959 to 2008. It's part of the larger collection of cents that collectors call the Lincoln Memorial series, and today we're specifically focusing on the 1981 version. On the obverse, we have the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. His profile is striking, and the Liberty inscription, along with the year 1981 and the phrase "In God We Trust," are clearly visible. On the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparro. The memorial is surrounded by the words "E Pluribus Unum, United States of America," and 1 cent. But here's where things get interesting. This specific coin, produced in 1981, was minted with the D mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. Now let's talk about the coin's condition, something that can greatly affect its value. The coin we're discussing today is in uncirculated black shade condition. What does that mean? An uncirculated coin is one that has never been used in circulation, meaning it's in pristine condition with no signs of wear or aging. In fact, a black shade is a term used by some collectors to describe the deep, bold, and almost flawless finish of the coin. This shade is often seen on coins that have been stored carefully or were minted with higher quality materials, contributing to their exceptional appearance. Coins in this condition will show no scratches, discoloration, or damage. The details are crisp and the luster is still intact, giving the coin a shiny, mirror-like finish. This is a highly desirable feature among collectors. All right, now for the million-dollar question. How much is the 1981 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin in uncirculated black shade condition worth today? The value of a coin is determined by several factors, including its rarity, demand, and condition. For a coin like this, the value can vary widely. A standard 1981 Lincoln Memorial cent in circulated condition is worth only a penny or maybe a few cents above face value, depending on its condition. Once we move into the realm of uncirculated, the value starts to climb. Researchers at the University of California, San Francisco, and their colleagues at the University of Colorado in Long Beach, California, studied how the material's size performs on its own. An uncirculated 1981 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent with a D mint mark can fetch anywhere from $605,000 in retail markets. However, in the black shade condition we're talking about today, where the coin has been kept in perfect, pristine shape, it could be worth anywhere from $702,000. And that's just the base market value. If you find the right buyer or put it up for auction, the price could go even higher. Some collectors have been willing to pay more for high-grade, uncirculated coins that have been preserved in top-tier condition, like the one we're featuring today. The rarity of the coin in such an immaculate state makes it highly desirable, which is why it could reach impressive prices. So if you happen to come across a 1981 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin with a D mint mark in this uncirculated black shade condition, you might be holding on to a real gem. If you're considering selling it, make sure to have it properly graded by a trusted professional, as the grade can significantly impact its value. Next up, the 1975 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin, specifically the version without a mint mark, in uncirculated black shade condition. If you've ever wondered about the true value of this rare coin, stick with us as we explore its fascinating history and how much it's worth today. Before we get into the specific value of the 1975 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin, let's quickly cover its history. The Lincoln Memorial cent was first introduced in 1959, commemorating the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by the legendary engraver Frank Gasparro, the reverse side features the iconic Lincoln Memorial Building, with the obverse showcasing a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design by Victor David Brenner that has graced a penny since 1909. Though the reverse design changed over the years, the 1975 version remained faithful to the original Lincoln Memorial design. However, what sets this particular coin apart is its status as an uncirculated piece, which means it has never been in general circulation and retains its pristine condition. But there's more to the story. Let's take a closer look at the specific version we're focusing on today. So, what makes the 1975 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin without a mint mark so unique? For starters, the 1975 penny was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Normally, coins minted in Philadelphia are not marked with a mint mark, whereas those minted in Denver have a D mint mark. However, a very special subset of the 1975 pennies was struck in Philadelphia, and these coins have no mint mark, which makes them incredibly valuable if they're found in certain conditions. The value of these coins depends heavily on their condition. Coins that have been in circulation for years may have wear and tear that drastically lowers their value. But if you find a 1975 Lincoln Memorial penny in uncirculated condition, that's when the magic happens. The term uncirculated refers to a coin that has never been used in transactions, and it retains its original luster and detail. A coin in uncirculated condition is a true collector's treasure. Now, there's something truly fascinating about this particular coin, the black shade condition. You might be wondering, what does black shade mean? In the world of numismatics, this refers to a coin that has been protected from oxidation or wear, and over time it develops a slightly darker or more matte appearance compared to the usual shiny copper surface. This unique aesthetic makes the coin stand out and adds to its appeal, as it's often perceived as a coin that has been well preserved in a collector's vault. This black shade adds another layer of rarity to the 1975 penny. While these coins may not have the deep red tones of freshly minted pennies, their darker appearance and untouched condition often appeal to advanced collectors and investors. The fact that it hasn't been in circulation helps keep the coin in a pristine state, making it even more desirable. How much is this coin worth today? In the current market, the value of a 1975 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin in uncirculated black shade condition can vary depending on several factors, such as its overall quality, rarity, and demand among collectors. On average, you can expect a coin like this to fetch anywhere from $1,000 to $1,000 in uncirculated condition. But here's the kicker. If the coin is graded as being in gem uncirculated or higher condition, the value could soar to upwards of $1,100 to $1,000. Literally half of its previous value, whereas the original piece was probably worth less than $100. If you send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, and they assign it a high grade, such as MS65 or MS66, the market value could go even higher. Some collectors have reported seeing auction prices for perfectly preserved 1975 pennies hit the $200,000 mark or more, especially if the coin has a particularly striking appearance. There you have it, the 1975 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin, uncirculated with no mint mark and a unique black shade appearance, is truly a hidden gem in the numismatic world. Whether you're an experienced collector or a newcomer, this coin is definitely worth keeping an eye on. If you have one in your collection, you might just have a valuable asset on your hands. Next up, we're going to explore the history, characteristics, and current market value of the 1982 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin that has no mint mark but is in circulated fine condition. So, let's dive in. First, let's take a quick look at the history. The Lincoln Memorial design, which first appeared on the reverse of the penny in 1959, was created by artist Frank Gasparro. The coin was made to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, who, as many of you know, is one of the most iconic figures in American history. 1982 is a significant year in the history of U.S. currency because it marked the transition from a copper-based to a copper-plated zinc composition in the 1-cent coin. Prior to this year, pennies were primarily made of 95% copper. However, in 1982, due to rising copper costs, the U.S. Mint switched to a coin that was 97.5% zinc, with just a thin layer of copper on top. This change would affect the weight and overall appearance of the penny, making the 1982 pennies quite interesting for collectors. Now let's talk about the mint marks. You might know that U.S. coins often feature a mint mark, which indicates where they were produced. The mint marks for U.S. pennies include D for Denver and S for San Francisco. However, the 1982 penny came in two different compositions, copper and copper-plated zinc, and both types were minted at different locations. And some pennies, like the one we're focusing on today, don't have any mint mark at all. That's right. This particular 1982 Lincoln Memorial penny was minted in Philadelphia, and it does not carry a mint mark, unlike the pennies that came from the Denver or San Francisco mints. While most of these are relatively common, the condition in which you find them could have a big impact on their value. Fine condition typically means that the coin shows noticeable wear but still retains most of its major details. You'll see some flattening on the high points, but the Lincoln Memorial, the date, and the profile of Abraham Lincoln should still be easily identifiable. It's important to note that while a penny in fine condition might show some wear, it's still a solid coin for collectors. The wear doesn't make it worthless, it just affects the value slightly compared to coins in better condition. So what is this coin worth today? Well, like any collectible, the value of the 1982 Lincoln Memorial penny can fluctuate based on several factors: rarity, demand, and condition. The 1982 penny without a mint mark is considered somewhat common, but that means it's valuable, especially if you've got one in fine condition. In circulated fine condition, you can expect the 1982 Lincoln Memorial penny without a mint mark to be worth anywhere between $800 and $1,000. Now, you might be thinking, that's much, right? Well, let me tell you, it's the fine condition that gives it more value than just a worn-down penny. If you find a well-maintained one in your chain, it could be a small treasure. For those that are well-preserved, such as in uncirculated or near-perfect grades, their market value could be much higher, potentially reaching up to a couple of $1,000, $5,000. And if you happen to have a 1982 penny that's an error coin, like one with a double die or a misstruck feature, then the value skyrockets. These rarer finds can go for hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on the error and condition, so always keep your eyes peeled. So there you have it, your 1982 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin without a mint mark in fine condition could be worth a little more than you might think. It's a great reminder that even the most common coins can surprise you with hidden value when you take a closer look. Be sure to check your change regularly, and who knows, you might just find a gem. Next up, if I told you that a seemingly ordinary 1964 Lincoln Memorial cent, even in bad condition, could be worth a surprising amount of money? Stick around and I'll tell you why collectors are paying attention to this unassuming coin. The Lincoln Memorial penny was introduced in 1959, replacing the iconic wheat penny design. This new reverse design featured the Lincoln Memorial to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 1964 penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Over 2.6 billion were produced, making it a common coin at the time. But what makes this particular penny potentially valuable in today's market? At first glance, a 1964 Lincoln Memorial penny may look like any other. However, some collectors are willing to pay a premium for it. 1964 was a transitional year for the U.S. Mint, marking changes in coinage methods and production methods. This makes the coin an interesting piece of American history. Rare errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks on Denver coins can make a 1964 penny worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Always inspect your coin closely with a magnifier. Before 1982, pennies were primarily made of copper. The 1964 penny, composed of 95% copper, has intrinsic value due to its metal content. As of today, the copper alone is worth more than the face value of the coin. Market value in circulated and bad condition show visuals of heavily worn 1964 pennies alongside price charts. Even in bad condition, a 1964 Lincoln Memorial penny can fetch a surprising price. Circulated condition. A typical 1964 penny in poor condition is worth about $1,300 to $1,000 due to its copper value. If your penny has a significant error, it could be worth anywhere from $2,500 to $1,000 depending on the rarity and demand. by BMIC. Some collectors value these coins for completing sets, so even a circulated penny can sell for a few dollars at auctions or online marketplaces like eBay. It's important to note that condition plays a key role. Coins graded professionally by organizations like PCGS or NGC often sell for higher prices. So the next time you come across a 1964 Lincoln Memorial penny, don't overlook it. Even in bad condition, it could hold more value than you think. Remember, every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth more than others. Next up, the Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin, specifically the 2005 version with a D mint mark. We'll talk about its circulated condition, what makes this coin special, and most importantly, its value in the market today. First, let's take a step back and understand a bit about the history of the Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin. The Lincoln Memorial design first appeared in 1959, replacing the wheat reverse that had been used since 1909, which also marked the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The reverse featured the iconic Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., designed by Frank Gasparro. This design remained in circulation for decades, and it wasn't until 2009 that the U.S. Mint introduced a new series of reverse designs to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. However, the coin we're focusing on today is the 2005 Lincoln Memorial penny with the D mint mark, which indicates that it was struck in Denver. The 2005 Lincoln Memorial penny features the classic obverse design that has been in use since 1909, showing a portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse of the 2005 coin still features the Lincoln Memorial, with a few subtle details that distinguish this specific coin. At the top of the reverse, you'll find E pluribus unum and United States of America. Below the memorial, you'll see 1 cent and the year of mintage, which is 2005 in this case. One thing to note about the 2005 coin is the mint mark D. This letter tells us that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which is one of the U.S. Mint's facilities. Most of the 2005 Lincoln Memorial pennies that are still in circulation today are in circulated condition. This means they've been used in daily transactions, and as a result, they've picked up some wear and tear. The coins in poor condition, often referred to as bad condition in numismatic terms, are the ones that have visible scratches, discoloration, or wear on both the obverse and reverse designs. But here's the thing. Even coins in bad condition still have value, especially if they are rare or have unique features. In the case of the 2005 D mint mark penny, while it's not a rare coin in terms of its mintage numbers, the market value can still be affected by certain factors like wear, scratches, and other imperfections. Even a heavily circulated penny might have a premium over its face value if there are other unique features involved, such as errors or specific traits. We've discussed, even a circulated or bad condition coin can have value, but the better the condition, the higher the premium. A coin in excellent or uncirculated condition can be worth much more than one that has been tossed around in a pocket for years. The 2005 Lincoln Memorial penny with the D mint mark in average circulated or bad condition is worth only its face value of 1 cent. That's right, it's likely worth just 1 cent because there's nothing particularly rare or extraordinary about this coin in the grand scheme of things. However, if you find a 2005 penny with an error, or if it's in especially good condition, you could see a small increase in value. For example, a 2005 penny with an error such as a double die or misstrike might fetch a $2,000, $1,000 even in worn condition. As for uncirculated 2005 pennies, they might be worth anywhere from $2,100 to $1,000 depending on demand and the condition of the coin. But once again, those are typically much rarer and harder to come by. But what if you happen to come across a 2005 penny in truly bad shape? Maybe it's been through a lot of wear, corrosion, or even some environmental damage. Can it still be worth more than just 1 cent? Next up, the 2003 Lincoln Memorial. 1 cent coin with the D mint mark now. 2003 pennies are worth much, right? Well, you'd be surprised. Even though this coin might look like it's in poor condition, it could still have a significant value in today's market. So sit tight as we break down why this coin is actually worth more than you might expect, even in bad condition. Enjoy the show. Let's get started. Before we dive into the specifics of the 2003 version, let's take a quick refresher on the Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin in general. Began in 1776 as a relic of the Revolution. The Lincoln Memorial design was used for the penny from 1959 until 2008. This design features the famous Abraham Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, a symbol of one of the most important historical figures in American history. On the obverse, we have the image of Abraham Lincoln himself. Now, as we know, the U.S. Mint produces pennies in multiple locations, and the mint mark on a penny tells you where it was made. The 2003 penny that we're talking about here was struck at the Denver Mint, which is why it bears the D Mint mark. The year and the D Mint mark. The year 2003 isn't particularly rare, but it's the combination of the year and the D Mint mark that can be important. In certain cases, coins produced in specific years or mints might have low mintages, leading to higher values. While 2003 pennies aren't extremely rare, certain variations or conditions could make them more desirable to collectors. High demand for circulated coins. Even though this coin was made to circulate and most likely spent many years in people's pockets, there are certain market trends that make even circulated coins valuable. Some collectors specialize in collecting coins in varying conditions, and a 2003 penny with a D Mint mark is no exception. You might be thinking, but my 2003 penny is in bad condition. Maybe it's corroded, scratched, or worn down. Here's the thing. While condition does play a big role in the value of any coin, a penny in bad condition doesn't necessarily mean it's worthless. In fact, coins that have been circulated and are in poor condition might still hold value, depending on certain factors. While most of the 2003 pennies are common, if you happen to find one with a unique flaw, error, or misstrike, it could be worth significantly more. Coins with defects or anomalies are highly sought after by collectors who value the rarity of such pieces. Even with heavy wear, if there's a notable demand for the 2003 D penny, collectors will pay a premium for it. Some collectors love finding worn coins that tell a story, and this demand can push the price higher than you'd expect. Coins in poor condition are generally worth less than those in excellent condition, but don't discard it just because it's worn out. Take a closer look for any visible errors or special features that might increase its value. Look up recent sales of 2003 D pennies in similar conditions. Websites like eBay, Numis Media, and Professional Coin Grading Service will give you a good idea of what collectors are willing to pay for them. Typically, a 2003 penny in bad condition would be worth very close to its face value of 1 cent, maybe a little more if it's been well preserved. However, if the coin has any sort of error or rare characteristic, such as a double die or an off-center strike, its value can skyrocket. In some cases, even a heavily worn 2003 penny could sell for anywhere between $2,100, $1,000 or more, depending on its rarity and collector interest. Coins with minting flaws or those that come from specific mints or years often become highly coveted regardless of their wear and tear. The rarity of the coin coupled with its collector demand can drive the value up significantly. So if your 2003 D penny happens to have an interesting flaw or feature, collectors might see it as a gem even if it's not in mint condition. In conclusion, while the 2003 Lincoln Memorial penny with the D Mint mark might seem like just another penny in your pocket, it could be worth a lot more than you think, especially if it has a rare error or is highly sought after by collectors. Even in bad condition, this coin can still have a market value that surprises you. So, next time you find a 2003 penny with a D Mint mark, don't just toss it into your coin jar without a second thought. Take a moment to examine it closely. Who knows, you might be holding on to a small treasure. Exercise. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, market insights, and news about valuable coins. Also, leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or if you have any questions about coin collecting. Until next time, happy collecting, and I'll see you in the next video.